Oh man. We live. Another one. We live. Oh my Lanta, what a day it has been in the Disney community. My goodness gracious. Thank you for joining today's live stream. We're going to wait a little bit, let people join, but thank you everybody for joining today's live. We're going to be talking about the magic key, the key to your heart, the key to your happiest place on earth, the magic key. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of these keys. Like it's hard to understand. Like, are we talking about key A, key B, key C, key D? I don't know. I can't remember these names. I can't remember these names for the life of me. If you are just joining today's live stream, do not forget to hit that like button. Hit that like button. We're gonna go for 1,000 likes today. We went over a lot of this information. I'm gonna start from the beginning. And then we're going to go into the fine print, because it seems like the fine print is where all the really dirty and just stuff that we didn't know is that it's all there. But thank you everybody for joining. We got Yvette Corona dropping a super chat. You're amazing, Mondo. You're amazing, Yvette. Thank you for the support. I appreciate the kindness. I got the keys. Oh man, we got to dream, imagine, enchant, believe. So there's something I want to talk about with those names, with those annual passes. Disney definitely made those names where nothing sounds more expensive or cheaper than the other. Because when you hear deluxe, premier, signature plus, it all sounds a lot better than deluxe. So for them to name it Enchanted, Wish, and whatever else they named it, it was a really good move, because nobody ever feels like they're buying a cheaper pass than the other. You know what I mean? They're all good. All these passes are really good for what they're doing. We live. Thank you everybody for joining. We got Jansen with the super chat, dropping the 5. Hell yeah, Jansen! I love your profile pic of The Rock. What is up, everybody? So a lot of people have been waiting for this live stream. We are fired up, man. We're going to go over a lot of stuff. The bougie keys are for sale. What's up, Jar Jar Bougie in the house? Jar Jar, miss you, man. Thank you for joining today's live, buddy. Let's see. We back. All right. Let's do this. We're going to go straight into it. We're going to start from the beginning. Disneyland themselves now has... on the website, they actually put it finally. Earlier, I couldn't find it. It says Magic Key. So that's where we're at now. That's where I clicked. The Magic Key. This is finally on Disneyland.com, everybody. I know information is probably redundant, but for the people that haven't seen it, this is for you. And might as well do it, because we're just trying to get everything straightened out, because earlier in our live stream, we were all on rumor and speculation, and then everything we rumored and speculated today in the morning ended up becoming real, and the exact same thing that Disneyland dropped. So shout out to Blog Mickey for dropping that early info. BlogMickey.com, one wonderful website when it comes down to Disney news at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Oh, that's some good water. That's some good water, man. What's up, Carla Kiko? Okay. Passes will go live August 25th. I did have a chance to go to the ticket booth. Yes, I did go to the ticket booth today. I asked, let's go over the questions I asked at the ticket booth before we go any further here. So I asked at the ticket booth if you can buy your pass at the ticket booth. And the answer was yes. You can get your keys, whichever one you get, at the ticket booth on August 25th. What I was told, you do not necessarily have to use your pass that day. You could wait to use your annual, your whatever. I'm going to call them annual passes. I don't care what they're called. This is an annual pass. You could get your annual pass. It doesn't actually start until your first reservation date comes up. So that's how I was interpreting things. Once you make that reservation, boom, you're on the clock. Daniel Manzo with the super chat. Thanks, Mondo, for all your coverage on the Magic Key. Keep the fire going. Hell yeah. We live. Fire push. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate the support, man. So you can get your annual pass at the park, at the ticket booth. I asked, can I buy multiple annual passes without the person being present? And the answer is yes. She did say, though, they do require a lot of information when it comes down to name, address, phone number, birth date, I guess is a thing. So you better know that stuff for whoever you're buying passes for. They do not have to be present. They don't even need to have ID, but you can buy passes for them as well. Obviously, if you buy it, it's going to be something that I don't know how the payment's going to work because you're going to be the one paying for everything. So be cautious of that, whoever you're buying passes for. We got Jackie dropping a super chat. Oh, damn, let me hit the horn. Gotta hit the horn. Jackie says, we are excited over here for these Magic Keys. Fire push! Woo! Let's go! Heck yeah, Jackie. We are fired up, man. I gotta hit it.
Radar. Swish. Roll, you ain't even on my radar. Got a bag reload.
I'm gonna hit that throughout the day. But thank you, Jackie. I appreciate the support. Okay. The other question I asked when I was at the ticket booth, because I asked a lot of questions. I gotta go into my phone real quick because I took a lot of photos and I asked these questions. All the people that asked questions to ask at the ticket booth, I literally did that. I pulled out my phone and I asked her. One of them was, are we gonna have actual passes, like physical passes? The answer was no. There will be no physical passes, but if you want a paper version, $20. They're going to charge you $20. That was something crazy, but that's what I was told. Another thing too, this is where it gets into the nitty gritty. I don't know if people are going to be upset or happy about this, but I'm going to drop it right now. We're going to drop it like it's hot. If you have a ticket, one-day ticket, like any tier, a park hopper, doesn't matter what it is, you can use that to be used towards a down payment towards your annual pass. But it has to be paid in full. I don't get that whole scenario, but that's how they're doing it. So you could use a ticket that's old, but then you have to pay in full. You cannot do payments. Hopefully Disneyland changes that. That's like a really bad scenario. I'm not too fond of that. Just because you wanna use your old ticket to then upgrade to an annual pass, you gotta pay in full. What the hell? But whatever. That's what's happening. That's what it is. Here's the bad news. Okay, and this is where it's a trap happened. Okay. If you're a person like me who bought California resident tickets, the answer is no. You cannot upgrade any of your California resident tickets to an annual pass. None of them. None of them. So, by the way, I want to give a shout out to the cast member I talked to. She was super nice and extremely helpful. This is no hate towards her. This is just what's happening. I said, so you're telling me that they sold us this deal to then essentially screw us over by dropping a pass soon after? And then I was with my sister and she was like, Mondo, but not everybody wants to buy an annual pass. I was like, yes, people want to buy an annual pass. So everybody that spent $250 or $305 on the park hopper version, you're screwed. You can't use none of that towards an annual pass. So we got played. We got played, as they say. We got played. That's right. We got played. that was one of the fears I had. If I was to buy a lot of tickets or multi-day, I mean, would Disney screw us over? And the answer is a big hell yeah, they did. So for all the people that spent money on California Resident, you better use those. And if you do end up buying an annual pass, don't use none of your reservations until you go through your tickets for the California Resident. The part that sucks is like we're not made out of money. So this whole concept of like Disney dropping this really good deal that's $250 for a 1-day, 1-park, 3-day, and then to just get like burned and finessed, it sucks. But it is what it is. You know, we just got to keep moving on. But it is another one. The other information that I got that might be a little bit upsetting, I just want to go over this up front, and I asked this in person. I said, and I know this is conflicting information, but this is what was said at the ticket booth. If I had a multi-day ticket and I use one of my days, am I able to upgrade? Because the website says it'll backtrack me to that day that I used. So it'll essentially start on that first day, but I could use the remaining of my multi-day towards the pass. Is that true? And she was like, nope, that is not true. If you use any of your days on your multi-day, you cannot use it towards your pass. You cannot use it. She did advise things are going to be changing. Disney knows there's a lot of things that people are not happy with and fond of. So maybe things change. But I told her, I was like, but on the website it says conflicting information. It says that if you have a multi-day and you use one of your days, it just back. She's like, nope. At the ticket booths, that's not happening. So I was like, damn. You know, the ticket booths are the hearsay, she say, man. They rule the land in the ticket booth. So it's crazy. Ryan Turner says it's a quick cash grab before the pass announced Scrooge McChapek. We got Antonio with the super chat. Lil T in the house. Thanks for all the coverage. Thank you, Antonio. Appreciate the support, my friend. I'm just reading in the chat right now. Thank you, everybody, for all the kindness. Thank you for joining today's live stream. We will be having Danny at some point in time. He said he's editing a video, so we'll have him in a little bit. Another question I went over was, if you have a 3-day that you never used and they already have reserved dates, you will be able to keep your reserved dates when you upgrade to an annual pass. So that was really cool. That was really cool information right there. So if you have like reserved dates for September, October, on your 3-day, whatever, or whatever you used your 3 days for after the 25th of August, you will be able to keep those days and just upgrade your ticket multi-day to an annual pass. So that's really good information too. Really, really good information. Diamond Boy, he says, let me bring this up a little. We got finessed, Mr. Paycheck. We got finessed by Mr. Paycheck. Whoo! It's crazy, man. Darlene Roberts. I know they gave us a deal now, and the passes are coming out bad, Disney bad. Jackie Ong says, I'm glad I didn't purchase the SoCal 3-day ticket. Saved me so much money to spend on a pass better. That's the crazy part, is by not buying that, you actually did make a good decision. That's the craziest part to me. We got PV. I thought, imagine buying a pass and days get booked up that it's hard to use it. I'm a bit worried about that. Let's be real. Everyone's going to buy. We'll go into that a little deeper, PV, when we get Danny on. But I agree. And that's something I was talking about earlier, or in the earlier live stream, that these reservations might be harder than we think they are. I'm being positive and hoping that, there's lots of days available. Having 6 reservations is going to be awesome. I could keep going as much as I want, really. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the case. You know, if you do the highest pass. We got Maria says, what if you want to get the pass but don't want to use it yet because you have the resident pass? Still with my pass start the day I buy it or the day I use it? Maria, I confirmed that. It starts the day you use it, but it expires 1 year after you purchase it. So if you do not use it within a year, it will expire on you. So say you buy it August 25th, but you don't start using it till September 1st. It will start September 1st and then expire a 1 year after that. But if you buy it on August 25th and then the next year, 1 year from now, it will expire. If you never use it, it's just going to disintegrate in the midair. Francis says, do you have to upgrade at the ticket booth? Yes. The ticket booth or bust. Online, she did advise that you will only be able to buy new passes online. So if you have any tickets that you want to, or oh my God, I haven't even talked about that. If you have a ticket that you want to apply towards your pass, you have to do that at the ticket booth. We got a super chat from Mel97. Mel97 watching for Orlando. I don't know what will happen here. Mel97, I have heard some grim grinning ghost information. There's the Orlando right now has a pass. You could go every day if you want. You just have 3 reservations though. I heard there's gonna be some stuff coming to Orlando and people are not gonna be happy. But we will see. I don't know too much about Orlando because I'm only really covering California. But do you know, Hope G says, do you know if they'll have limited quantities for any of their tier keys? So that was a big discussion I also had at the ticket booth. I asked about that. I said, is there any way that they just like, hey, we sold too many of the high pass? What is the high pass called? My gosh, I don't know these names. It's called Dream. If they sell out so many of the Dream Pass, are they just going to cut it and then maybe bring it back at some point in time? She's like, I don't see that happening. I just think the reservations are going to be the regulator over everything. So I don't foresee like the tiers disappearing. It's going to be that you buy a pass and have a difficult time getting days that you want because reservations are going to fill up whatever days you're trying to get. I feel like it's going to be a Hunger Games for the battle of reservations. That's what it's really, really starting to sound. Let me see. Stingray said, I hope y'all didn't treat the cast members bad. Nobody's treating nobody bad, man. We treat cast members with full respect, my friend. Full respect, my friend. We've been pro cast member here at Five Fires forever. I was a cast member. Danny was a cast member. We got a lot of friends that were like ex-cast members. We're no longer cast members. Darlene Roberts says, did you find out if we could buy our pass at the booth? I'm going to be, yes, Darlene, you could definitely buy your pass at the booth. Definitely buy your pass. Ashley says, I bought that BS3. That's what we should just call it, the BS3 day. It's really not BS, but it's just the fact that you can't apply it towards a pass. It's so brutal. So brutal. And my first reservation is ironically on the 25th. That sucks, Ashley. I'm sorry, girl. That sucks. I'm in the same boat as you, man. I am in the same boat as you. We got Nene says, what's up, Mondo Fire? Push! Thanks for the recap. Very much appreciated. And hi to everybody. Nene says hi to the chat, everybody. Jay Agustin, if I buy the $400 pass, how many days during the year can I use it? I'm curious because my first time if I do. I don't know the exact number, but it tells you there's a calendar that they list. I'll go over that calendar in a little bit. I don't know about how many days, but I'll go over that calendar right now. I'm just going over all the information I had when I had a chance to go over the information at the ticket booth. Kawhi Nancy says, I bought the 3-day, but have already used 2. Don't know if it's good. No, if you already used the day, you will not be, as far as I got told at the ticket booth, you will not be able to use your last day, essentially, whatever that's worth ticket-wise, towards upgrading. I know that is conflicting information, but that's just what I got at the ticket booth, everybody. And I trust the ticket booth. In the ticket booth, I trust. Disney, or Luke. Disney, one of the richest companies in the world, and charges pretty much $1,500 for the highest pass. Universal's highest pass is just barely more money than Disney's cheapest. That's true, but Disney's on another level, man. Disney's just on another level. Henry21 says, this means I could possibly attend Disneyland before I go to Oogie Boogie Bash. That's true. We could now do that. Oh man, I love going to Disney all day and then just firing it down at Oogie Boogie Bash, dude. Henry, that is true, man. That is true. Let me see. I'm just reading through the comments right now. How do you upgrade your reserve days to a pass? Via the app or the booth? You have to go to the booth, Sammy. Have to go to the booth. What happens if you don't go the day of your reservation? We'll go over that. That's in the fine print that I didn't read earlier. There's a penalty. There's like legit a penalty. Wing Nike, I'm glad I bought the Cali tickets. I have trips planned for now. Next trip is not until several months later. Would rather buy a pass then because less blockout dates for the next year, June, July, August. I get what you're saying. Let me see. We got a super chat. Oh, damn. From Diana. CM said we can upgrade and pay in payments in the chat. I believe they said that to you, but I'm going over what I got at the ticket booth. And I know this is like day one, so obviously everything could change, but I believe it. At the same time, I know that chat hasn't always been correct and has even been conflicting in itself. But that's what Disneyland's saying. That is Disneyland. It's Disneyland app. We got a super chat from Jordy. Mondo, this is intense. Appreciate you breaking it down for us. Overwhelming. Dude, it is overwhelming, Jordy. I'm still overwhelmed. I am extremely grateful that we have all these passes. And I'm just thankful that this is real. Like, this is not no fake stuff. Like, it's real. Kelly says, so if we live out of state and want to upgrade our current ticket package, we can't do it over the phone. No, the answer is no. We have to wait until we get there in November. They might be sold out by then. I asked that. Do you really think these tiers are just going to sell out? She said no. It's all the reservations. Let's talk about that. I don't think they'll sell out, Kelly. I really don't. If they do, we are in a weird situation Disney-wise. My goodness, if like our tiers sell out, that's kind of crazy. We're seeing it at Universal Studios Hollywood right now, though, as they have not been selling platinum anymore, which is crazy because that's their highest pass. Chris Taylor with the super chat. I'm getting the Believe key pass, which is the third to the last key pass. So my question is, what does it mean by 6 reservations at a time? I feel like that confused a lot of people. Okay, let me break it down, Chris. You have 6 reservations. So August 25th, you could book 6 days, whatever 6 days you want in that 90-day window. Say your first day is August 25th, and you already booked 5 other days, so you have 6. So on August 25th, since you're going that day, you just freed up one of your reservations. So once that reservation gets freed up because you have now visited the park, you can then rebook a different day. So now you could choose, I don't know, August 29th. So you have always the ability to have 6 days booked. Even when you use one of your days, you could then rebook it again that same day and have 6 days booked. So you could always book 6 days. So once you use one day, you could then rebook for another day. So you always have 6 days in your bank. That's the best way I could explain it. It doesn't mean like you only have 6 days for 90 days. That has nothing to do with that. It just means you could only hold 6 days at a time And then once you use one of your days, you could then keep going. Mr. Disney King, I think each tier will have a limited reservations per day. That is correct. That's what I'm about to go into. Some higher tiers should have more open reservations for paying the higher price. Okay, let me go into that, Mr. Disney King, because I asked about that. Let me see. This is the question I asked. Is there going to be like a pool of reservations for each tier? There's 4 tiers. And or is it going to just be a pool for reservations for these annual passes, and it's just everybody's in the pool? She confirmed and said everybody will be in a pool. So the thought that like the higher tiers will have more reservations open because they're a higher, that is not the case. And I think that's where we'll get into this reading in a little bit. That's where these passes kept saying limited, limited, limited. They kept saying this word limited when you keep reading through all these passes. And I think the way it broke down was it broke down as you could buy a pass. We'll sell you all the passes you want, but there's no reservations. I really think it might kind of work out that way, which is not a good thing. But we'll see. We'll see, man. I don't know. The other thing, before I keep going, and I forget because I got so many things in my head with today, the way today's been going, I asked, say if I have multiple tickets or multiple multi-days that are applicable to be upgraded, can I put them all together and then use it towards my annual pass? That's what I asked. I said, hold on, let me make this bigger. I said, can I combine all these tickets to then put them all towards an annual pass? The answer was no. You could only use one multi-day or one ticket, park hopper, whatever you got, whatever tier you got, towards the annual pass, towards one of your keys. I was really bummed out by that. That was heartbreaking for me to hear, because if you're a person who bought like multiple tickets because you were trying to, you know what I mean, go all the way through October or whatever, so you could just use one ticket for one pass and then pay in full. That's how it's breaking down, man. That's how it's breaking down. Mark W with the super chat. He says, did they say how much or how much a blockout day is with pass? Did they say how much a blockout day? I think it's just going to be whatever regular pricing is. I don't think we're going to get discounts when it applies to like buying a ticket on a blockout day. As far as I know, there's no discount for an annual pass to buy a ticket. So I think that's what your question is, Mark. I hope I helped, dude. If I did not answer your question, just post in the comments. I'll definitely find it. We got Amanda with the super chat. So sad. I purchased 3-day park hop. That hurts my heart, Amanda. So sad. I purchased a 3-day park hopper tickets for my daughter's birthday. Cost me $987 with parking. Now I got to put another lump sum down. You see, Amanda's in. I feel you, Amanda. I'm in that boat too, girl. This sucks. I feel that pain, Amanda. Maybe Disney gets. I know this sounds bad, but maybe Disney gets enough backlash where they just go, "Hey, you know what? We are sorry, California residents. We'll allow your 3-day to be applied towards your ticket. We didn't even mean to put that. I think I'm going to do a post on Instagram and mention this. I'm going to bring light to it, at least on my end, when it comes down to social media. I'm not trying to hate or bring negativity towards Disneyland. I just want to bring light that this whole situation about like, hey, look at this. Look at this $250 pass. Look at it. You want to buy it. You should buy it. But you should have bought this annual pass. You should have just waited. I don't even know why you bought that other ticket. You should have just waited. This is the key. This is the key. And then that pass, you can't use it towards this pass. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It hurts. It definitely hurts. All right, let me keep going, everybody. Let me keep going. We got Wing Nike with the super chat. Can you use GC to buy this online? Couldn't with OBB. Can you use gift cards? I didn't ask that if they could be purchased online. Honestly, Wing Nike, I'm just going to have to go with no. Because if they weren't allowed to be used on Oogie Boogie Bash, I kind of find it hard to believe you're going to be able to use the gift cards online. Even though you think you could. Like, what's so hard about applying a gift card to an annual pass? But you best believe you could use an annual pass at the ticket booth, without a doubt. And Cena says, hi, Mondo. What time do the ticket booths open? I haven't covered this. Never be sorry. Never be sorry to ask a question. Ticket booths open literally at rope, like 30 minutes before rope drop, to be honest. So if the park's open at 8, the ticket booths will most likely be running right around 7:15. So that they'll be open that early. They are there. Let me see. Great. We got Denise has a great question right here. If we have a 5-day park hopper that starts on 8/26, can we enter the park, then do the upgrade later in the same day? Or do we have to do it before when we enter? Okay, that is a great question. I am so glad you asked that, Denise, because I asked that myself. Yes. Uh-oh. We got a guest in the green room. Hold on. All right. Yes, you can use your park hopper that day and then just upgrade at some point in time. You don't have to upgrade to an annual pass and then you could go in the park after making a reservation. You could just use your ticket park hopper, go at lunchtime, hopefully when it's not too crowded at the ticket booth, and then boom, you could just easily upgrade at that point in time. But yes, the answer is yes to that question, Denise. That's a very, very good question. We got Jar Jar Boogie. He says, standing in line already. I've got to get big gold chain for all my keys. Can we collect them all? Dude, you're going to be balling with these reservations. Dude, you're going to be balling. Jar Jar, you're going to be Jar Jar Bougie with all the keys. Oh, man. Do not forget to hit that like button, everybody. All right. You ready, Danny? All right. I think we're a go here. Let me see if I could get Danny in here. All right. Danny, can you hear me?
I can.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, we're good.
We're good.
Let's ask the chat. Can you guys hear Danny? We are getting so high tech, dude. Bringing in people live, like later down the line. That's crazy.
I gotta find your. Here it is. I was like, I need to find the live.
All right, I think we're good. Let me. I'm asking people right now. Can everybody hear Danny? Danny, can you just say test 1, 2, 3?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Magic key.
Oh man! All right, everybody's saying yes. Okay, cool. Do you have the live stream on your end, Danny?
Yeah, I have it.
All right, cool. We got a super chat. I'm a little far behind on the chat, but it's okay. I have the updated chat on my end. So we got Danny in the house. If you guys do not know who Danny is, this is Just Ask Danny on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So do not forget. We got Stefan Gonzalez. Hi. She says, I'm the girl in the tie-dye shirt next to you at the ticket booth. Oh, I know who you are. What's up, Stefan? My parents got refunded for the promo tickets, but it took a while. Man, you guys were there for a while, Stefan. I hope you got everything resolved, and I hope you had an awesome time at Downtown Disney, Stefan. Thank you. All right, Dan, we got a lot to talk about. Let me just go through these super chats, okay? I just want to get caught up real quick. I don't want to miss out on these people's. Darnell Wright with the super chat. Going to Disneyland after the discount expires, but before passes. No food or merch discount. That's true, right, Danny? Our discount's going to be over for like 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy about that,
Yep.
my friend. uh, and then we got Jar Jar Bougie saying, "What's up, everybody? Fire it up." We got Jar Jar Bougie in the house.
Uh-oh.
All right, let me see. Um, Let me see. We got Christopher in the house with the super chat. Let me hit that horn. So, for example, if I buy the lowest key, can I upgrade in the future? What do you think, Danny?
Yes. Yeah, you can always upgrade, you can never downgrade. So,
You just got to pay in
for
full.
sure. Yeah, and you got to pay in full. If you're on the monthly payment plan, they'll that's kind of like that was always the hack for the Premier or the Premier was to get the Signature Plus on payment plan and then pay the upgrade to the Premier because it was like a hack to get monthly payments for the Premier since Premier didn't have monthly payments. So that was a way to get around it. But yeah, when we paid for the upgrade to the Premier, we had to pay up front. So I would assume it would be the same for Magic Key.
Yep, yep. And then we got Jesus. Mondo, if I already went to Disney last month on 14th and 15th, is it still too late to upgrade my ticket to get my third day later this year? California resident. 14th and 15th. I think it's too late, dude, because you were in that time period of like 13 days. I don't think you could do it anymore, dude. Right?
Yeah,
That's like an expired ticket at that point, right?
yeah. The only tickets that are good for upgrading are regular multi-day tickets and single-day tickets that have been unused. So a multi-day ticket is subject to a normal 14-day window. So anything used now would be way before the 14 days. So
Yeah.
um, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's just I'm sorry to say that, man. We got Sanchez says, my coworker and I are obsessed. Thanks for all the updates. Not only are you informative, but entertaining. Hey, thanks to Danny, the number one entertainer in the world. We got Alex C with the super chat. What pass are you getting, Mondo? What pass are you getting, Danny?
I'm getting, well, if I can, I'm gonna get the Dream Key, meaning like if it's not sold out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. I'm gonna get the highest one, Alex. Supposedly they're holding out on a premiere, but I'm gonna get the Dream. Definitely gonna get the Dream, everybody.
Yeah, Mondo and I already have Walt Disney World passes, so it doesn't make sense unless there's some way for us to like smush those together. But I don't think there's gonna be because my Disney World pass is gonna expire way before August of next year. So
Yeah.
I just don't think that's possible. So Mondo and I are probably both gonna have to wait for the next pass that we buy after this one expires to get whatever the coast to coast version is because we've already got both passes separate.
Yep. And I think we have some news coming down the line with Walt Disney World passes changing, not being the same anymore, like what they've been used to over there. We got Savannah with the super chat. Is there going to be monthly payments? Yes, definitely. We'll go over that breakdown in a little bit. I have all that information. We got Laura de la Cerda with the super chat. Laura, I do not see a comment, but I appreciate the kindness. I'm looking for a comment. Oh, here we go. Do we have to make reservations ahead of time, or if reservations are open and no block out, can we reserve same day? What do you think, Danny?
You can reserve same day for sure. Like I was telling Mondo, I fully expect park hopper reservations that start at Disneyland to sell out first on every single day.
Every single day.
Every single day, park hopper reservations that start at Disneyland, bam, they're gone. The last reservation you'll see fill up is probably DCA only. So chances are, Laura, if you are doing like looking for last day, same day reservations, you'll probably find some solo DCA days. So hey, if you want to have a fun evening after work on
Lamplight
DCA,
Lounge, here I come.
here you come. Yeah, have a good dinner and corn dog and something like that at Lamplight Lounge,
Go
you're
go
good. So
to Avenger Campus. We got T. Rodriguez with the super chat. In order to park hop, do you have to make a reservation at both parks? And if so, would that mean you'd use 2 reservations for one day? Danny, this question has been asked tremendously.
yeah,
Everyone
the first person to ask me this question was Peter from Ordinary Adventures.
is because
And
the
then,
wording sucks.
yeah. So Peter actually got direct word from Disney, and they said park hoppers work the same with the Magic Key as they do with reservations and tickets. So that would mean that they only take one reservation for park hopper. But again, we're looking at 4 pools of reservations. We're doing DCA only, Disneyland only, park hopping starting at Disneyland, park hopping starting at DCA. So every single one of those pools of reservations will run out at some point. So you're just going to be subject to be able to get one. So that's the only problem. So
Dude,
it requires planning, and the most important thing I could think about this is that like people need to realize like how much planning is involved. So you have 90 days. So right now it's going to be what all the way up until November, right? So it would be
yeah,
like
the 20
uh
right before Thanksgiving.
September 25th. Yeah, so like all the way up to Thanksgiving. So like if there's an important birthday, there's an important anniversary or anything coming up, you got to reserve that day in advance. So bam, it's gone. You've planned, you've said we need to go this day, we need to go that day. The bummer thing about that is you don't want that day to be gone. You booked it. Those reservations are gone. That means the ones that you have left to play with is like maybe 3, maybe 2 if you have one of the cheaper passes.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind, is that if you have important dates on the horizon, those reservations are gone because they're like 90 days in advance. You're not going to be using that reservation for a long time. So that reservation just sitting there is taking one of your reservations. So you got less to play with. So when you have important dates on the horizon,
You
you have
got
to
to
keep that
book
in
them.
mind. You have to keep that in mind, and but then keep in mind that those take up your other days. So you have less to play with in the more recent times to kind of do your daily visits if you're planning on going like more frequently. So
Yep.
it's just planning is involved and you got to think about it.
Yep. Yep. Um, we man, the chat is hot right now. Anthony Hicks with the super chat. For the first time in my life, procrastinating worked out for me. Also, can you say hi to what's up, Valerie? 5 fires for Valerie. Thank you for watching, Anthony. Um, I wish I procrastinated on these California residents, Danny. We all got burned, bruh.
I mean,
Laura, or what
I
did you
was
say?
good on it, but I said it worked for me, but for you, yeah, you got burned.
Laura de la Cerda. Do we have to make reservations ahead of time or reserve? Is that the one we just answered? Oh, Laura, thank you for the. I saw it. I think we answered that one. Thank you for the super chat, Laura. All right, I'm trying to catch up to the chat. I don't want to be so behind. I'm sorry, everybody. We got Manny with the super chat. When is your next park live stream? Next time I go to Disneyland, we going live all day. No vlog. We going live all day. It's going to be soon, everybody. So stay tuned for that. I don't know how soon, but it's going to be soon. JJ Austin says, Mondo, will you be at Disneyland August 12th? Enjoy your useful tips. Also, I just read the $400 key is to reserve or two in reserve in 90 days. Is that the same way the 6-day one works? Yes, it's just you only get 2 days. You only get 2 days.
Two
I
at a
don't know.
time.
Yeah, 2 at a time. I don't know if I'll be at Disneyland around that time. Sanam says, Danny, thank you for the cinnamon roll tip at the Orange County Fair. We had it this past weekend and it was bomb.
Dude, nothing beats it.
I need to try that one of these days. I love
Dude,
pizza.
I got Chris to get it, and he said it was a slap. So
Oh, so it's good.
yeah,
I love pizza. Says, what up, Mondo? Can't wait to hear what else you've learned today. Let's go. Dream key for my wife and myself. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about the dream. It's all about the dream. Let me see. Just reading. We got Javier with the super chat. Can I buy my pass and my girlfriend a pass at the same time? Yes, Javier, but you got to have her information like name, phone, address. You got to have all that available because they will fill that out at the time of the pass is being purchased. Pow Breezy. I want to buy the pass for the first time, but I live out of state. Which pass do you recommend purchasing? Which one do you think is good for out of stater, Danny? That's a good question.
It all depends on how Pal Breezy is going to be using it.
Like,
If he's going to be using it like on a weekly vacation basis, he's going to want a pass that has 6 reservations, so he's going to want the top 2. If he's okay with coming for just like a weekend at a time, then I would say the $649 option would be better for him. It all depends on kind of what he wants. The Enchant and the Believe both have weekend availability. Obviously, the Enchant has less weekend, and it's typically only Sundays. So if he's looking for that full weekend, the Believe has some. The Dream has anything. So, but I don't know if you want to spend that much money.
yeah.
But obviously, he can't do monthly payments, and Imagine's not available to him. So
There you go. And you got to do it all in full, man. That's the part about out of state. Let me keep going. What's up, everybody? Thank you all for joining. There's been a lot of people joining. By the way, do not forget to hit that like button. We appreciate you supporting the fire, everybody. Kevin Omar with the super chat. Did I see correct that somebody got refunded for a 3-day Cali promo? I don't know. I don't know what promo she got refunded. Stefan, if you're still in the chat, let us know what got refunded.
I would imagine if the person had the the California resident ticket offer, if they didn't use it yet, they could potentially get a refund on it.
Really? Dang. I'm going to have to look into that. JJ Diaz. So, is there going to be a queue on the 25th or just go on the app and buy passes? Danny, from what I heard, it's going to be on the website, not the app.
Yeah. I hope it's just go on and buy. Like, I don't see the need for a queue.
Yeah, there's not really queue for 1 million people. In my opinion, there's going to be like 500,000 people buying a pass, dude. That like, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but have you, from seeing the demand that's been happening at Knott's, Universal, and what is it called, SeaWorld, and even Six Flags, people want a pass. Especially now that Disney's dropped it, they want the pass, dude. Definitely want a pass. Let me see. Joanna, is there going to be a separate reservation portal for Magic Key passes and regular one-day ticket passes?
Sure is.
There definitely is. The keys are going to be in their own portal when it comes down to whatever's available calendar-wise. And then people buying tickets will be in their own pool of tickets. So yeah, it won't be like a combined thing.
You could see like a fully sold out reservation day for like nothing left for all passes, but then like full availability on tickets. That'll definitely happen.
Yep. We got Trejo 2006. Mondo, Danny, do you believe parades will begin after the Magic Key passes start? Before you say anything, Danny, we were talking that this is when Disneyland really starts now. Now that we got an annual pass, the true Disneyland is going to start August 25th when we don't have to keep buying tickets.
We're going to see more of an emphasis on Disneyland, focusing on like these food drops, these talking about merch again, and people being interested because they can come with their pass. So before, I kind of think like it doesn't feel like this feels like Disneyland's actually open again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think Magic Happens comes back this year, which is the parade that we would want. I know Jay from Diamond Boy here in the chat. He said that he speculates Christmas is going to be the first parade we see at Disneyland. Obviously, the first parade we see in general is going to be Oogie Boogie Bash. That's going to be the first parade for the Halloween version. But we'll keep our eyes open. Hopefully, we get an announcement for Magic Happens later in the year for next year. Jamie P. Question: with these passes, is Disneyland trying to keep crowd capacity low, especially with reservations still in play? I think Disneyland's going to keep capacity at a minimum, or not at a minimum, but lower for a while. I just don't believe Disneyland's ready for a bumped up crowd day, Danny.
Yeah, I don't know. They like I was telling Mondo in one of our conversations earlier. Um, there were, the guest concerns weigh a little bit heavier when you're dealing with a guest who's paid tickets to get in versus a guest that is like maybe a pass holder. Not to diminish their concerns, but you sometimes even feel less inclined to complain about stuff because you didn't spend like $200 to get in that day, so you're like, whatever, I'll just try it next time.
Yeah.
Whereas you feel more inclined to like be upset about something if you spent like $250, $205 to get in. So um, I feel like they're okay with raising the attendance because they feel like any crowd complaints that could come from maybe people that would complain would be pass holders, and they would probably be less inclined to complain because they're
You
like,
could
I'll
just
just
come
do that
back.
next time.
You just
Yeah.
come back. It's like, cool story, bruh. But when everybody's buying a ticket, you really got to hear that concern because this person paid premium and they got rocked by Jungle Cruise. That was the most recent one.
Hmm.
Savannah with the super chat. Are we going to be able to park hop whenever? Uh, and Andre, Mr. Scary Dre is my cousin. Dude, we love Andre. I can't wait to hang out with Andre soon. Savannah, I'm just gonna say it right now in the most clear way. Every time you do a reservation, from what I heard, I know Danny might heard something different, but at least what I got told at the ticket booth, every day is a park hopper. That's what I got told, Danny. There wasn't. I wasn't told that there was gonna be like Disneyland only, California only. It's just you will be able to park hop at 1 o'clock, at least as of right now. That's what I got told at the ticket booth. Did you hear different?
It says different on the website, so
That's the
I
thing.
don't know that the lady at the ticket booth actually knew what she was talking about because she sounds like she gave you a couple very incorrect facts, and they wouldn't legally put something on the website that goes through many checks, especially with like the legal team, where they could, you know, receive problems of having like legal ramifications of putting something up. They wouldn't put
The
that up if it
problem,
was
Danny,
there.
is the ticket booth people are the ones applying all this. That's the thing. That's
But
the thing,
they
dog.
found the thing is though, Ymondo, you worked at Disneyland, I worked at Disneyland. How often did you find out this information in a detailed format before other guests did? These cast members found out the exact same time that we did, and she's just getting her information from
Yeah,
maybe communication or the hub or whatever. So I'm gonna believe what the terms and conditions on the website say, and it says
I
if you
think
have a reservation for one park or for both parks. It clearly says that multiple times.
because the other conflicting one was the if you use the day of your multi day, you cannot upgrade. That was the conflicting one that we got at the ticket booth. Uh, this is all he say, she say at this point. I know what Danny's saying. It says that on the website. We'll see how things end up being come August 25th, because that's going to be what's applied, and that's what the ticket booth's going to be applying. So I might just do a vlog of this whole ticket ordeal in person and get the answers in person that day, the 25th. Because I know, for all we know, like things could still change, Danny. This might not be the complete version of everything.
Everything's subject to
Carlos,
change.
Carlos with the super chat, Mondo. What if I want to downgrade at some point? There is no downgrading. There is no downgrading, Carlos. Answer that one real quick, man. Oh damn, Raylene. Sorry, let me bring up the Venmo real quick. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Uh,
Lisa S in the chat says, I agree, Danny, former CM here, and sometimes it all just depends on who you talk to. Like every single cast member tells you a different thing.
Yeah,
So
and you know who is even conflicting? The app, all the chat in the app. They were saying this, and then they were saying that, and it's like, damn, it's gonna be a long August 25th, man. But it's okay. Like, for all we know, like most cast members that worked in the phones, the chat app, whatever that position's called, and then the ticket booth, they all just found out just like we did at what 1 o'clock. So like to interpret all that, it's like I could imagine tomorrow they're probably gonna have a meeting about that the dream, believe, and enchant and imagine tiers and stuff.
mhm.
Because the ticket people, that's what they deal with. They're gonna deal with a lot of these questions. We got a super chat on the Venmo from Amri. She says, I just started working for Disney. Come visit me at Goofy. I will. I will. And Golden Zephyr Fur. Golden Zephyr Fur is always closed. That's every time I go, it's always closed. Rona pushed us to do things we've never thought of doing. Much love from Amory and family. Heck yeah. Thank you, Amory. If next trip, I promise I'll go to Goofy Sky School, even though I barely fit.
So we got a couple up. I said we have a couple updates in the chat.
Yeah.
One's from K Seaman 01. She or he said, when I had my Flex Pass before the sunsetting, you had to select either Disneyland, DCA, or both parks when you made a reservation for your annual pass.
Yeah. I believe it. I believe you guys. I'm not saying here I'm not believing. I'm just saying what was said
Uh,
at the ticket booth.
yeah, and then another one said, Yvette GA, who's a
Yeah.
member, says on the phone, they said the CMs are learning minute by minute and getting the information from their supervisors as they get it in the moment. I
Yep.
agree with Danny. What's on the website is probably most accurate.
Yep. I agree. But I just want to let everybody know, I agree. I agree. Yvette GA purposely kept telling I love pizza, let's not get the SoCal. I felt in my gut that it was coming. So happy to be close to our usual date. So
Dude, I did not expect it to be coming and like available to use.
yeah,
This like
the fact that the people that did purchase California residents, we got done dirty. It's just simple as that. They did us dirty. Samantha with the super chat. I want to buy passes for myself, my husband, and mom, but can we change the payment method after for each person? I don't know about that one, Danny. I feel like the payment, like once it's I would have to say no and then yes. I don't know,
does she
dude.
does she mean on the monthly payment
Yeah,
or
like say you had this credit card, like you had credit card A set up for monthly payments, and then at some point in time you wanted to change it to credit card B. Is that something you've heard of? I've never done that myself.
yeah, you could do that on the phone or in person. But I don't know if that's what she means.
No, that's what she means.
So,
That's all I'm
oh,
interpreting.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
So
got
then, yeah.
super chat from Jansen. Do you think the Dream Key will sell out? Danny thinks so.
I do. Ooh, I do. I'm so nervous.
I'm in the book that no, I don't think it sells out. I don't think it sells out.
Mondo's in the book that Imagine sells out first.
I think the cheap pass is going to sell out because a lot of people like it's just reasonable for them. I'm only trying to go once a month, if that. Why not? I'll pay the what is it? What is the monthly? $20?
$20.
Who wouldn't pay $20 to have a Disney pass?
Subscription to HBO Max.
Noemi, will they schedule a separate day to make reservations? Because that wouldn't be fair if people are able to purchase a pass within a few minutes versus an hour if there's traffic online. I think once you buy your pass, you're going to be able to get a reservation right then and there. I don't think there'll be limitations to that at all. Cash Money with the super chat. Mondo, are you going to be at HHN on September 23rd? By the way, love Five Fires. Keep up the good vibes. I don't know about
Depends on Frequent Fear.
Yeah, I was going to say, it depends on Frequent Fear. because if I could get frequent fear, then yes, I'll definitely be able to do that, man. Uh, you see, look, Big for Lift, Mondo, Disney doesn't care how many tier keys they sell. They're going to control via the reservation system. And that's what I said earlier. Danny's like on the other side. So I'm glad we got two perspectives on that, in my opinion.
Yeah. It says on the website, another thing, that each tier of pass will be limited and that they may not all be available for sale when you go to buy it. It's on the terms and conditions.
Yep.
So
I remember reading
that's
that.
that's where I found out that I was like, oh man, that means they might be sold out.
And it also
So
said something too about the renewal. We'll go over the terms and conditions because I have that up right now on a web page. So we'll go over it for sure. The little alley with the super chat. The safer thing to do is to buy tickets to the park now, make reservations, and when I go in November, upgrade my tickets to the Magic Key Pass. That is actually a good idea if you want to go that route, because one of the things you could do, which I was telling Danny earlier, you could actually reserve the 25th right now and go have fun. And at some point in time during lunch, go to the ticket booth and then upgrade to your annual pass. So you didn't even have to worry about the reservation system on that day. You could just apply that same method down the line to any other days, but that is something that is possible. Paulina, have you heard anything about FastPass? I have heard zero word about FastPass. What about you, Danny?
uh just the same stuff that you have been talking about pretty consistently in regards to the Paris fast pass. I definitely think it's coming back as a paid option for sure. Um, and I don't think that I think at first people are going to have a knee-jerk negative reaction to it, but you have to look at it the fact that some people only bought Max Pass for one attraction. They're like, I want to go on Space Mountain. It's all I care about, but I'm gonna get Max Pass because it's the easiest way for me to get it. Well, that's $20.
Yeah.
If you have the option of buying Space Mountain for $8 and that's all that really matters to you, and you don't mind waiting for other attractions, then it's actually cheaper for you to buy Space Mountain as a single fast pass for like $8 than it is to spend $20 on Max Pass if you don't even really care to use it.
Yep.
So like especially if like they do that for Rise, like even if Rise is like 12, $15, still cheaper than what Max Pass used to be.
Yep.
So I think people need to look at it from that perspective. Change your thinking a little bit on it.
We got Sandy with the super chat. Let me bring it up at the top. What does the be amongst the first deal mean? You know, I read that too, and I thought that was kind of weird. uh, it makes me think, like, are only legacy pass holders going to be the ones to purchase? I don't know what be amongst the first. I think what they meant to be amongst the first is that they just announced this news to legacy pass holders first, and then maybe they do like an Instagram post soon or Twitter or TikTok where they let the whole world know. But I think when passes actually go live, it's going to be available to everybody, and not just going to be like legacy pass holders.
Hmm. You know what's crazy is I just thought about like um, if all these people buy their Magic Keys on September or October, August 25th, like how many thousands of people are going to have the expiration date of August 25th? So next year, Disney better have like extra people staffed at the booths or like give everyone like a full month to upgrade so that they don't have everyone coming like the same week to try to do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Hmm.
Um, we got one more super chat, and then I want to go over this thing that I have on the chat or on the screen. Mario with the super chat. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all this info. We plan on visiting soon, and you have made our trip so much easier. We love you guys. 5 fires. Thank you, Mario. Let me hit that horn. All right. Danny, I want to go over this real quick. This is from the Disneyland website, and it talks about upgrades. This is what I wanted to go over. So this is not something I made up. This is just coming straight out of Disneyland. Upgrades. A guest wishing to upgrade to a pass from another form of eligible Disneyland Resort, theme park admission media must upgrade on the same day in which the original form of theme park admission media is valid, and must choose a pass of equal or greater value than the retail price of the original theme park admission media it was purchased. The difference in prices must be paid in full at the time of the upgrade. So that means when you upgrade, you got to pay in full. If an upgrade to a pass is made for a multi-day ticket, the pass will be backdated to begin on the first day that such ticket was used. That's what Danny was talking about earlier. If an upgrade to a pass is made from a lower level pass, the new pass will have the same expiration date as the original pass. So that's if you went from like the second cheapest to the highest expensive. You have to pay it all. Each guest wishing to upgrade their theme park admission media pass to must present at the time of upgrade transaction fully used or partially used and expired theme park admission media, complimentary tickets, and special ticket media and ticket media stating its ineligibility for an upgrade may not be upgraded to a pass. That's such as California resident that literally says you cannot upgrade.
Or
Upgrades are subject to pass availability. Downgrades are not allowed. So there it is, everybody.
And for all those doubters in the chat that are saying that the passes might not sell out, Mondo just read it right there. Upgrades are subject to pass availability. If the passes never ran out, then why would they be subject to anything?
Why would it have that wording, right? Exactly.
So all the doubters need to rethink their thought process.
I'm a doubter, though. I'm a doubter. We got Angelique Domingo with the super chat. Let me bring it down. She says, if I buy the Dream Key on August 25th and don't plan on going until October, when will it expire? In August or in October when scanned at the gate? I know you know the answer, Danny. What you got here?
Your unused magic key starts on the day that you use it first. However, the caveat is you can't buy a magic key and then just sit on it and never use it, because if it never gets used, it'll still expire within 1 year. But if you use it like on the 11th month of the 12 months, it would then start at that 11th month. So you just got to make sure you use it before it hit 1 year.
Or it will expire on you.
Yeah, it will expire on you.
We got a super chat from Bernice. Mondo, before when buying an AP, you would give your down payment and the next day they would take the first monthly payment. Will this happen this time around? Bernice, yes. They usually take your payment like 24 to 48 hours after you're signing up for the pass. I believe even if you don't use it right away, it should just charge you. I think you're just going to be charged no matter what, huh, Danny? Like 12 months from that point in time. Like your charges won't start whenever you start your pass. I think that's why it works that way, Danny. If you never used it, you got charged 12 months no matter what.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. It's like you'll get the first one like within 24 hours, like you said, usually.
I agree. Let me see. Let me try to get to we got Jar Jar Bougie with the super chat. So, if we are being fair, I think Disneyland gets a lot of credit here. A lot of people thought the passes would not come out until after the holidays. They are well ahead of that. I thought passes were coming January. That was how I was thinking. So for any pass to drop today and be available the 25th, I am beyond excited. I would cry, but I can't cry because I won't be able to use it till the 25th. But Disneyland dropping this, I don't. it makes me think a lot. Like, is this pass dropping right now because attendance might be dipping? Does this have to do something with attendance in general? Do they just over it and they don't want to wait any longer? Like, what were the factors going into October 25th? Obviously, they know Halloween and Christmas is their big money makers. So I don't think they knew that the passes would sell. I think trying to get a pass sold in January, February, March is a tough sell. Right, Danny? It's a tough sell
Yeah.
because
I
people are in
always knew that they were going
school.
to sell the passes before the holidays because, like, it's a great Christmas gift. Oh, I got you a Disneyland pass, for Christmas. It's a perfect Christmas gift. So I
Ooh,
always knew they were going to sell them. I just didn't know that you were going to be able to use them right
yeah.
away. I thought it was going to be like you said originally, like back in January.
Mouse Mama Travel says the website actually says both. Contradicting. Mouse Mama, can you email that to me? Whatever you're saying is contradicting. I would love to bring that on the screen. Um, Username, what the WTF? Mondo. They will be issuing physical. Will they be issuing physical passes? If so, will they be color coordinated to the tier or just digital? You got the answer on that one, right, Danny?
Yeah, there's no physical passes. I think what will happen is the first time you enter using your digital Magic Key Pass, it'll print out a ticket at the turnstile, just a regular paper ticket, and you can keep that ticket and use it as an alternative to the app. But if you ever lose that paper ticket and have to have it reprinted again, it's $20. And this is very similar to Universal. So Universal does it. Their passes are just a paper ticket too, or digital. So
Yep. We got Luis Flores with the super chat. Where are these passes starting? Uh, they go live August 25th, Luis. I think that's how I'm interpreting that question. August 25th, they go live. Mia says, I'm going between Believe and Enchant because basically it's like, do I want to be able to go in the summer or not? That is very true. I want to go in the summer. I want to go in the summer. Luis, when are these passes starting? Okay, I think I got it. He's super chatted again. August 25th, my friend. August 25th, these will be going live. Everybody will be able to get a chance to purchase these August 25th. We got LA16 underscore 93. Hey, Mondo, can I buy the pass at the booth at 7 a.m. even though they're going to sell at 10 a.m.? I'm gonna have to say yes.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I don't think the ticket booths are like, nope, you gotta get back in line and wait till 10. I think if you go to the ticket booth at 7, you will be able to buy them. That is, I really firmly believe that. On
Yeah.
August 25th.
Henry21 brings up a good point too in the chat. He said, "Don't forget all those legacy pass holders that jump ship to Universal Studios Hollywood and Knott's Berry Farm. Not sure they're going to sell out and maybe buy one of these too. So maybe they chose their one and only pass for a theme park because that's all they could afford, and this isn't in the cards anymore."
I can see that happening, dude. We are not built on money's not built on trees, at least not for us. Rochelle with the super chat. When you buy passes, all passes are put on a single contract, not individual contracts. So you cannot split the payment method so that each pass is paid on a separate credit card. I'm gonna have to say I agree with you. That's why earlier I was like, I don't think you could do it. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Thank you for that information, Rochelle. Um, Let me see. I'm just reading through the chat right now, trying to get to the bottom. I got a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes down to these. We got to go over the fine print, Danny, because I know that's where the juicy cheeseman is. Runner Girl, what about our prepaid parking passes to go with our SoCal pass days? Can we get refunded for those if I get the Dream Key pass? Thanks for all the information. I really wish I asked that. I don't know the answer, Danny. I don't know the answer because Disney started selling the ticket, started selling parking essential parking. They started selling $25 parking coupons essentially when you bought your tickets, and you could then just give them that $25 and boom, you're paid. Disney's pretty much trying to get people to come to their parking structure as most as possible. That's really what that was. I don't think you could get refunded, but I think maybe you'll be able to use that parking permit, and it's not like it has to be used that reservation day. I don't think that's how it works. What do you think, Danny?
In the past, like let's say you bought, let's say you came to the park that day, paid to park in the parking lot, and went to the ticket booth and bought an annual pass, and that annual pass had parking. They would, if you, as long as you had your ticket with you, the one that they give you when you buy your parking, um, they would refund your parking when you bought your pass. So, I mean, this is kind of a similar thing. So I'm guessing they would probably do the same.
So I hope so. I know that they can't refund probably the California resident, obviously, but at least refund the parking, dude. Luis Flores with the super chat. With these new passes, do you think Disneyland will be more packed? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it's gonna be more packed. I'm gonna have to say we're gonna see the 1 hour waits are coming back, and we have no fast pass. So these waits that have all been 40 minutes, you could easily just bump them up to an hour and a half, in my opinion. Hour and a half, everything. SRH John with the super chat. Anything on park hopping yet or not? We're just going to go with Danny's version right now. From what we're hearing, you're going to be able to do a reservation for Disneyland only, DCA only, or park hopping. So three options, right, Danny?
4.
What's the fourth one?
Your park hopping has a starting park. So those are 2.
Oh, I see. Dang, I forgot they do that now. So you have Disneyland only, Disney California Adventure only, and then California Adventure starting, Park Hopper, Disneyland Park Hopper. Damn. So there you go. I hope that helped, John. Dude, this is a lot of info. Oh, man. Dude, Jody Cortez. I remember you. Make sure to contact me about comment. Dude, can you email me, Jody? I don't know. I could search my email, but can you email? I would love to go to Comic-Con, my friend. Love to go to Comic-Con. Dude. All right. We got a super chat from username WTF. Any rumors of when the trams will make their return? As far as I heard, username WTF, nothing, man. There's been no talk about rumors. I believe since annual pass holders are on their way back, everybody's going to enjoy the walk in the beginning, but then they will not enjoy that walk fairly soon. I think the walk's going to not be enjoyable real quick because, as I said earlier on a different live stream, that the pass holders, their voice is the loudest out of everybody. And casual guests have not been complaining about that walk. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of vocal pass holders about that walk, in my opinion.
Debbie brings up a question in the chat. Where did it go?
Do we know numbers for what capacity will be?
Oh, yeah. This, we don't. We never did. It was only until California had restrictions due to the Rona that we ever knew, because it was specifically in the state's guidelines for theme parks that they could only have like 15% or 35% or whatever. That was the only time we ever knew what Disneyland was operating at. We'll never know again unless we have some sort of lockdown that puts us in a restriction that's specifically on theme parks like that. We'll never know what Disneyland's attendance is at or what they're selling at. So Just
Yeah.
it's gonna go back to the old days where you feel like July 4th and New Year's
Yeah.
Eve. Those are probably like 100% days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or at least 75. We got a super chat from Enchanted Apple. She says, 2 comments coming below. Enchanted Apple says, if I remember correctly, before I bought my AP before the closure, on the terms and conditions, it also mentioned pass types are limited in quantity. Not all pass types may be available at any given time. I remember reading that because I was contemplating buying my pass and didn't want to miss out on the pass I wanted. Damn. So that same terms, she's saying Enchanted Apple that was there when there was Signature Plus, Signature Flex.
Yeah, it could just be legal jargon for like if they ever decided at any moment, like,
To just
you
pull it.
know, to pull one of them, kind of like they did when they pulled the SoCal pass. They
Mm,
had so remember they had SoCal Select and SoCal. Then
yeah,
they pulled the SoCal pass and stopped selling it, and then they only had SoCal Select, and then they replaced SoCal with Flex,
I think
and
that's just
then
to protect them.
yeah, it's like any future changes they make, it's like a protection maybe. So maybe that's what it is. But hey, I'm taking it literally, and I'm worried until I'll be worried until August 26th.
And you have one. Hey, what do you think about this picture right here with this background?
Which one?
It looks like you're looking look because the castle's right here.
Oh, I see, I see.
Oh man, we got Luis Flores with the super chat. Kind of salty that they dropped new passes before my trip. Now I'm gonna have to wait hella for rides. Yeah, those rides are gonna longer waits. 1 hour waits are for sure coming back, without a doubt.
Uh, 75 minutes for space, 90 minutes for space, probably.
Easily, easily. There's a little folder I created to bring up a lot of stuff. Let me see if I could just bring them all up at the same time. Yeah, there we go. All right. So this is the first one I want to go over. Let me make us smaller, Danny. Give me a second. I got to make us a lot smaller. There we go. All right. So on here, this is something that I got sent on Instagram. And it says Magic Key holders who have park reservations for both theme parks may cross over and switch between parks on the same day beginning at 1. So that right there tells you about the park hopper opportunities. Magic Key holders who have a park reservation for both parks must enter their first park and designated in their park reservation prior to visiting the other park. So
I
this,
talked about about that in my video too. And it's like if you're let's say you're planning on going after work and you landed a DCA only or a DCA starting hopper, but you want to go to Disneyland really, but it just wasn't available. Um, you still gotta even when you get to Disneyland, like let's say at 6 o'clock,
mm-hmm.
you still gotta go into DCA first just as a formality, and then you have to exit and go back over to Disneyland. So even though it's after 1, you can't just start at Disneyland because
Yeah,
you indicated that your starting park is DCA, so you have to enter DCA first.
that's gonna be kind of weird how to watch people go in and out and then go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's how it rolls. That's how it rolls. So that's why I wanted to bring up that one. There was also this one from Disney California Cali Foodie Adventure. This is from the chat inside the Disneyland app. She put, "Hi there. I purchased a 2-day multi-ticket that I plan to use in September and October. I have already made my park reservation for those dates. I would like to upgrade my ticket to a Magic Key. Can I do so over the phone prior to my park visit, or does it have to be on the day of my park reservation at the ticket booth?" And then it says, "Since you already have your ticket, you will need to upgrade at the ticket booth." And then she put, "I believe I read on the website that Magic Key passes are limited and subject to availability." And the person responded, "Correct." Oh man, there's another one. This is from the tickets or from the Disneyland app. This one was from Matthew. He said, "No, they will only upgrade at the ticket booth. New Magic Key purchases will be online only." So he put, "Great, thank you for that. So if I have an unused ticket, can I upgrade to the Magic Key on site, or will they also do monthly payments with an upgrade?" And they said, "Yes, you can." And he said, "One more question. Will there be a physical card or solely digital?" And they said, "It will be all digital. You can have a printout for each visit if you are not able to use your phone from home or subject to a fee at the ticket booth." So he said, "Theoretically, I could purchase and reserve the 25th if available and then just take it to the booth to upgrade?" Correct. Yes, with the ticket, if you went this route, I would advise entering the park first so you have entry inside and then do the upgrade after. There is no guarantee that ticket reservations will carry over to Magic Key. So that was a tough one that I was like, damn, man. Here's another one. Oh, yeah, the no physical. And then I want to go over the terms and conditions, Danny. That was like the biggest juicy news that I wanted to go over. Let me bring it here. We got some super chats. I don't want to miss out. Hold on. Hold on. All right. We got let me see. Damn, I'm like caught up on the chat, Danny. Solo Pond. Do you lads think I'll be able to get refunded for my 3-day California resident park hoppers if I buy 2 Dream Keys? Thank you for all you guys do. Man, I'm going to have to say that there's no refund on California resident because I feel like everybody would just get refunded to then say to use that money, obviously, for an annual pass. What do you think about that, Danny?
If it's unused, doesn't hurt to call and ask. See what they say.
Just the answer's always no unless you ask.
Mm-hmm. If it's used already, no.
Yeah, there's just no way, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, thank you, Jordy Cortez. I appreciate you emailing me, man. Oh, Solopan says 3 unused. They're unused.
Yeah, so call. Give them a call.
Give them a call. Give them a call, Solopan. Chris Davis with the super chat. Will restaurants in DCA be open during Oogie Boogie? For the most part, I'm going to have to say no. I don't recall most restaurants being open. Like you think Pacific Wharf will be open, Danny? I don't think so. I'm going to have to say, dude, only Starbucks is open. Maybe Lamplight? Cartier, maybe?
I want to say...
Dude, every time I went to Oogie Boogie, I never did restaurants. I'm just going to be honest. So it's like...
Yeah, I want to say, like, we got...
Like Cartier. I could have sworn Cartier I've done.
Yeah, I know Cartier was open, but I want to say, like, we just got, like, something quick over at, like, Cars Land when we went. Like at the Cones or something.
So you think Flo's was open?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got a super chat from Katrina on the Venmo. Hey, Mondo Danny, if I have a 2-day park hopper and decide to upgrade after using the first day, am I able to do that? And thank you for all the cheese. The website says yes. It just backdates to the day that you used as your first day. The one that you already used on your multi-day, and then you will have to pay in full. So you can use it. You just have to pay in full, and then it backdates. Even though everything starts on August 25th, it just backdate. So it's kind of weird that it's like that, but that's just, hey, at least you could still use it. You know what I mean? But thank you, Katrina. Appreciate the kindness. All right. I think this is the time. I'm caught up on everything. Let's fire it up. Let's go into these details, Danny. Let's go.
Some people in the chat were wanting you to talk about the punishment of not showing up to a reservation.
That's where we're going. That's where we're going. We're going into this really hard to read. Look at, you can't even read it when you highlight it.
That's not even the terms and conditions page. That's the blue link.
Oh my god! So I got to go here to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
There. Oh,
Those are
there
the
it
terms
is.
and conditions.
Oh damn! So this is it. Okay, I know this might be a little boring, but honestly, this is probably the most important information here. All right, Danny, I'm gonna go right into it, and I'll try to keep up with the chat. I see everybody's commenting. Let me go over this super chat real quick. Super chat from Richard. Just want to say thank you to Danny for answering my question in Instagram. Hell yeah. Do you guys know what time we can buy the Magic Key August 25th?
No clue.
It's 10 a.m. 10 a.m.
Oh, we know. 10 a.m. Okay.
Yep, 10 a.m. Ticket booth, 7 a.m. But it's 10 a.m., Richard. 10 a.m., my friend. I know everybody's saying my eyes, dude. Terms and conditions, they do it like this on purpose. So that's why I didn't want to go over this earlier. Because look at this. Look at these terms and conditions. Who wants to go over this? But the funny part is, this is where all the cheesemate is. That's the crazy part.
Well, the terms and conditions doesn't have the reservation bit. So where is that part?
It's in the... Wait.
On the other page?
Yeah, let me go to the... Let's go... Dan, we about to get super on the... We are just like super diligent right here. Let's just go over it. I'm just going to go over it. I've been lagging this. I'm just going to go into it. I know, magnifying glass. There's just no way I could make this bigger. This is hard to read. Let's just go into it. Passes exclude activities and events separately priced and do not guarantee access to any experience, attraction, or offering park entry. Pass types are limited in quantity. That's what Danny keeps saying. Passes may no longer be available to purchase and renewal at any time. Pass benefit.
Renewal.
Yeah. Remember I told you, Danny? They said renewal. You might not even be able to renew your pass. And this is what I was avoiding earlier, everybody, but we're going to go into it now. This is the live stream to do it. Pass benefits, terms, and features are subject to restriction and cancellation without notice. Disney reserves the right to require a guest to leave if they are not properly complying with health, safety, or other requirements in Disneyland Resort. Using profanity, you could get kicked out for using profanity, offensive language towards our cast members and other guests, violating any other park rules. Disney reserves the right to reschedule or cancel theme park admissions, media, or purchases at any time and for any reason without liability to provide applicable refunds. That's a crazy statement right there. The ability of the Magic Key to make and hold. Here we go. Oh, man. Let me hit that horn real quick. Here it is. All right, here we go. The ability, hold on. God, this is so hard to read. The ability of Magic Key holders to make and hold park reservations will be impacted by the no-show policy. Magic Key holders who are a no-show for 3 reservations in a 90-day window will be unable to make a new park reservation for 30 days. Existing park reservations at the time will not be canceled. The 30-day period begins the day after the 3rd no-show and will continue even if the pass is upgraded to another pass during that time. Damn. Yeah, they didn't tell you that in super bolded wording. Danny, give us your interpretation of that real quick.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to what they had for Flex, but that makes sense. Yeah, they're just trying to make sure that you don't no-show and use a reservation that you're not going to come to. They want you to be actively planning. It's all about planning. They want you to be actively planning. So if you're not going to be coming, even if it's due to emergency, you can still cancel. Just don't no-show it.
Yup. So you do 3 no-shows in a 90-day window, you are screwed. You cannot do any more. there's a 30-day man, that just sucks, but I get it. There's a 30-day time period you won't be able to make reservations. We got a super chat. Oh damn! Hold on, let me bring it up. Gotta get the chat up real quick. We got XBL Assassin GG. I did not see a comment. XBL Assassin, if you can, put a comment down, dude. Definitely, I just see the support, but thank you for the support, XBL Assassin. Thank you for the kindness. All right, let's keep going. A magic key holder who enters the designated park anytime before closing on the day of reservation is not considered a no-show. So that means as long as you show up at some point in time, you're good. It doesn't count as a no-show. There's no like a time restriction to it. I'm just seeing XBL. I do not see a comment, but I'll look out for you, dude. Look out for you, brother. If the reservation is for both parks and only one park needs to be entered to avoid being a no-show. So there you go, everybody. If you do like a park hopper but only stay at Disneyland, you will not be negatively impacted. You will be fine. You will be fine.
The next two sentences are the key, or the next three
are the key.
Mm-hmm.
All these puns. Magic key holders who timely cancel a reservation are also not considered a no-show. Cancellation of a reservation must be done by 11:59 p.m. on the day before the reserve date. Rules and policies are subject to change without notice. So, Danny, give us a simplified breakdown of what the hell we just read right there.
So if you have reservations, you can't cancel same day. You can't not show up. Otherwise, you'll be, if you do it multiple times, I mean, you can do it once, you can even do it twice. But if you do it 3 times within a 90-day window, they're going to take away your right to make a reservation for an entire month. And cancellations or no-shows would be anything that where you don't show up at all, or if you don't cancel, like I said, the day before. And that's literally all the way up until the minute before midnight. So you, but you know, things can happen, emergencies come up, so they allow you to make that once or twice. But if you're having 3 times come up where you can't cancel in a timely manner, that's a little excessive. So, you know, there's that one in place. You can have one, and that's no big deal. But it's 3. So if you're doing 3, there's something else beyond just emergencies at that point. You know what I mean?
Yep. So you gotta cancel. All right, let's keep going with the mumbo jumbo. Magic key holders must present their valid Magic Key Pass prior to the purchase to receive any applicable benefits or discount. For identification, I'm just reading through real quick. Disney not responsible for or liable for benefits and discount offered by third party. Okay, I don't think none of this. Oh, here we go. Parking. Parking benefit is valid for parking or for discounted parking for one standard vehicle only at paid on entry lots at Disneyland Resort.
Winged Nike brings up a really good point in the chat I wanted to talk about.
Let me bring up something more visual. There we go.
It says, so that's how you'll have a stash of same-day reservations available. Yeah, we know a lot of people that live in the Walt Disney World Resort area, both Mondo and I, and all Walt Disney World passes are subject to 3 reservations, regardless of how much you paid for it. So they all share the same amount. There's no differentiation between the number of reservations you can have. 3 is not that much. So our friends have a lot of them have live by same-day reservations because with only 3 reservations, they've already got one of them tied up on October 1st for the 50th anniversary, and you don't want to let that go because that's not coming back. So those people have to check every night at midnight to see if they can go to the parks the next day, and that's literally going to be the shuffle for Disneyland too. Is that
Yeah.
like if you're trying to go on a frequent basis, and this is just for people that are trying to go a lot. Like if you're only planning on going when you want to plan your trips, then this probably won't be it. That won't affect you. But for those of us that are gonna try to go very frequently, we're gonna be doing that midnight dance where you're looking for reservations, seeing what's canceled because people are trying to avoid their cancellation fees. So
Danny, did you get the answer if you could park on non-reservation days? Like if
no, you
you have.
can't. Oh, yes, you can, but your pass can't be blocked.
Oh, so okay, cool.
Yeah,
You could go have fun at downtown Disney again for once. Because going to downtown
yeah.
Disney, you're like burdened by that $20
hmm
four
Yeah,
hour.
you can as long as your pass isn't blocked.
Dude, that's
So
awesome. I'm glad you said that. I want to go into this real quick. I think we're a little too small. Let me make ourselves a little bit bigger. Make ourselves a little bit bigger. So, uh, we are going to go into exciting additional benefits, dude. It says,
people are saying the no call no show. It's like a cast member like work rule. They're like, is this work rules here?
I know, we ain't cast members, we're guests. Somebody asked also, I think it was Henry21. So if you have two no shows after the 90 days, does it go back to zero no shows? I'm gonna have
It
to
would
say
be
yes.
it would be in a rolling period. So in any 90-day period, if there adds up to be three, that's when you get messed up. So it'll drop off. Like, so if you go into the next one and you have one from like a while ago and it's no longer within that 90 days, you might lose one of them, but you might still have the other one.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind where your no-shows were if you end up
Event
having one.
Event GA says, I was told for Dream, if you don't have reservations, it's considered blocked. Hence the language on the page. I don't know. I wish I asked that question today, but I think it might be too early to ask these questions. I want to go over some
Mm,
exciting benefits that are coming with these keys. You're gonna have Magic Key Terrace.
the
A
first one
real.
makes me laugh because that's literally just I can guarantee you with almost everything that that's the Legacy Pass Holder Lounge at the Alfresco Dining Terrace, just renamed to the Magic Key Terrace.
So pretty much just just something that got thrown together.
Yeah, because what the Legacy Pass Holder Lounge, the upstairs of Wine Country Victoria, it's a reservation based lounge just for Magic Key holders and their friends and family. So what do you think this is going to be? Same thing.
Same thing. Same thing. Next up, Magic Key Holder Month. A month long celebration of Magic Key holders. Uh, what do you think about that, Daddy?
I talked about this in my video. I said my bet is on January, February, because with all the passes, those are the only 2 months where all the passes have the most availability. And if they're celebrating all Magic Key holders, they're not gonna pick a month that like the
I know,
Imagine can't even go.
like July, they'll never choose July because one of the passes is completely blocked out. Like you can't even go.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
would say like January or February is when we'll see that.
that's a good speculation. Special experiences and collectibles. Access exciting, unique experiences and collectible keepsakes designed with you in mind, including special offerings during festivals. Uh, I don't know what the heck. That just means buttons. I don't know what. That's how I interpret that. Collectible keepsake. That just means buttons. A free pin, a free button, or a magnet. That means magnets, huh, Danny?
You took the words that I was my what I was gonna say. Magnets.
First access. I am really appreciative though of this pass. It really seems like they're caring about the pass holder. I really feel like it. First access opportunities. I call this BS right here with the legacy. You're gonna get first access to Touch of Disney. Never did. Never did. First access opportunities. Be among the first to have the opportunity to access exciting new offerings at Disneyland Resort throughout the year, including select new merchandise collections. What? What does that even mean, Danny? Like they're only going to allow key holders in the world of Disney so they could buy
No,
special
it
collections
the
first?
no, it says first access opportunity. So, like, remember back in the day when you were like you went to the AP preview for like the hot pink collection?
Oh, at DCA.
No, I don't think it was at DCA.
Well,
It
they
was like
did one at DCA at the photography right there on the right after the lockers. They did a
and and
AP
you like
exclusive.
went there like all excited, but you were like so let down because you're like it was like purple potion or something, and you were just like that's all it was, just
They,
like
they
me
did
being able to
that.
buy it early.
They did do that, but they did one at DCA too. Oh man!
So you've
So
already done that. It's the same thing. You've already done it.
yeah, downtown Disney discounts at participating locations. Thank goodness. That means you could get your discount at like Tortilla Joe's, Napolini, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Uh, Magic Key merchandise, novelty, menu items, and more. Show your Magic Key pride. What?
Dude, someone already said it in the chat, but with all these magic keys, and no physical pass, they're gonna sell so much magic key related merchandise. It's not even funny. They're gonna have pins.
Like it's done
They're
on
gonna have
purpose.
they're gonna have lanyards. People are gonna want to have the lanyard with their magic key on it. Like someone said in the chat, they're like, Disney's gonna make bank on all the magic key related merchandise for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Because people are like, I think more would be more okay with having something that says Disneyland Magic Key rather than like a lot of people don't want to wear a shirt that says like Disneyland Pass Holder. Like that's just kind of weird for some people, you know. But like Magic Key might be different.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Also, opportunity to purchase Magic Key holder themed popcorn buckets. There you go, Danny. Magic Key holder. That sounds that's a terrible word. Magic Key holder. You're a key. What was it? What was the term we were calling ourselves earlier? Key holders.
Key holders.
Yeah. So the new future is we are key holders now. Sippers, menu items throughout the year. Okay. Magic Key Disney Photo Pass opportunities. Enjoy special photo spots and opportunities sprinkled throughout the year. That's like the Luca meet and greet recently. Magic Key embroidery. Special options available for Magic Key holders at select locations in the parks. That's kind of cool that they're adding this embroidery term.
Yeah, they had that for annual pass holders. So like you get your bucket hat and then you on the back of it you can put like annual pass holder, but like now you can put like Magic Key holder, you know?
And then community. Access the Magic Key portal in the Disneyland app, where you'll find relevant news and overview of benefits, custom content, special offers, and more. That's pretty cool.
This was actually really intriguing to me because I was like, little
Disneyland
portal in
Magic
the app.
Key Instagram?
Yeah, I already started following them. They have a Facebook and a Instagram page.
What the freak?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, I'll follow that. Dang, that's crazy. All right, I don't think I'm gonna go into this terms of condition. We're gonna put everybody to sleep, Daddy. This is there something you wanted to bring up in here though?
Um, Scroll down a little bit. There was one, I think.
Unactivated pass, we talked about that. Theme
Yeah.
admission, we talked about that. General pass holders must follow Disneyland procedures. Parking. Oh, let's just go over that if it has anything.
That's how I got my answer for that. It says the parking benefit as applicable is subject to availability pass holders who hold and I can't read it because your little thing's in the way.
Oh, sorry about that. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me put her face at the bottom.
It says pass holders who hold passes who do not currently have the parking benefit may not purchase the parking benefit as an add-on. Subject to the pass type, the parking benefit is valid for parking for discounted parking for one standard vehicle only at pay on entry lots at Disneyland Resort. Oversized vehicles, preferred parking spaces, and valet spaces are not part of the parking benefit and require additional fee. Parking is not guaranteed, subject to capacity and applicable pass blackout dates, i.e., a pass is not valid for parking on a date for which such pass is blocked out. So that's what I got is like you could park on any day you wanted that wasn't blocked out if you had parking with the Dream. But people said the verbiage is, that your pass is blocked if you're not going. But
Yeah.
I
So
don't
it
know. I find that
says
hard to believe.
pass is not valid for parking on a date for which such pass is blocked out. So if you are not blocked out, it works. It just
I
works.
think so. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's how I'm reading that. Okay, there it is. We said it. It's true. I'm just kidding. uh, oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back to the chat real quick. We got a super chat. Henry21 dropping the fire. He says, if I get the payment plan, can I go to the booth, let's say 6 months later, and pay fully my pass early? Hell yeah,
Absolutely.
Henry. Absolutely. I've never heard. You could definitely can, right, Danny?
Yep.
Definitely can, Henry. Definitely can. I think that's a good thing, man. Brian says, getting Kingdom Heart vibes out of this. I thought that too. Speculation. They make us Keyblade masters when they unexpectedly announce a Kingdom Hearts retheme somewhere. Did you ever play Kingdom Hearts?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So at some point, the app is definitely gonna get an update where it'll have this whole key stuff. Kelly Jane says, "Did you already talk about the activation? I think we could have rezos for our first trips, but not activate it until we actually arrive and get scanned. Is that right? Is that right, Danny?"
Yep.
That's correct, Kelly. It doesn't actually start until you use your first day. So you could buy it, reserve your dates, and until that day starts, boom, 1 year out from the day that you actually use it. But your payments will start right away. Those do not get lagged. Those will start right away. That big black guy channel says, can you pay a larger down payment? So I don't know about online, but at the ticket booth, you could drop $500 and have a low down payment if you're trying to do the highest pass. It is possible at the ticket booth, that big black eye channel. All right. Let me see. I'm just trying to read. Pass type availability. Pass types are limited in quantity. There it is, dude. This phrase has been sprinkled throughout this whole terms, Danny. And not all pass types may be available at any given time. Please check for pass type availability before attempting to upgrade into a pass. It really does sound like they're foreshadowing that maybe all passes disappear at some point because they're all sold out. Like that could be a possibility, dude. Renewals, benefit discounts, communication, address, physical cards. That's where the physical $20 thing is. I think that's it. That is it.
That's it.
I don't think I got nothing left to talk about. I really went over everything I wanted to talk about. I'm getting the Dream Key. This one right here, everybody. This is the one that has my name all over it. The Dream Key. All right, Danny. I want to go into something that's just not on these books. It's just opinion.
I want to go into something too that.
Let's go to yours first. Let's go to yours first.
This is something that I broke down in my video that'll be posting, but it's worth mentioning. So if you compare all these passes to the previous passes that were available in 2020, um, they're all cheaper, every single one of them, which is weird. You don't normally see Disneyland lower prices on things, but they did. When Disneyland introduced tiered tickets with tiers, well, when it started, I don't even know when they started the tiered tickets before. It used to be called Value, Regular, and Peak, and then they changed it when Disneyland reopened to tier one, two, three, four, five. But even then, the tickets went down in price when they did that because the cheapest day was cheaper than they were before. So, but yeah, so if you compare like the Dream would be the same thing as the Signature Plus, uh, but the Signature Plus was 1450 instead of 1400. So you save $50, but you also are subject to reservations, whereas Signature Plus was not. And Signature Plus also had Photo Pass and Max Pass. The Believe key is kind of like a hybrid between Deluxe and Signature, more so like the Signature. The Signature was 1150 and the Believe is 950. And then the Deluxe was like 850. So it kind of sits in between the two, which makes sense as to why it's kind of in between the two as far as what it offers you.
Yep.
The Signature, however, was providing free parking, whereas the Believe only gives you discounted parking. The Enchant key is like a mix between the Flex and the Deluxe. The Flex is the same price as the Enchant key is. So the Flex was 650, the Enchant is 650. But I think the Enchant has more days available than the Flex did as far as blackout dates. So that's how it's kind of sits in between and offers you a little bit more, kind of more what the Deluxe had, because the
Yeah.
Enchant even has some Saturdays, which I don't remember the Deluxe having or the Flex having Saturdays that often. And there's like a decent amount on there. And then the Imagine is almost identical to SoCal Select, and SoCal Select used to be 420 and Imagine is 399. So each
Yep.
pass is kind of either like the same or less. So you would expect, I was expecting for them to go like way above. So the fact that they went cheaper was like a shock to me.
Hey, I'm glad they went cheaper instead of more expensive. They could have easily gone either way, and it is what it is, right? Uh,
Hmm.
Emerald Magic says, will the ticket booths charge you only for down payment or first payment too? They'll charge you for both. They will charge. You get charged 24 to 48 hours after you get your annual pass for the 1 month. Um, let me see. Oh, can you go over the celebration? Yes. I think that was only posted on the Disney Parks blog. Disney Parks blog? I'm pretty sure it was Disney. Every time I try to use it, I can't go in. Doesn't let me go in. Disney Parks blog? It just doesn't let me. Let me make us bigger real quick. I gotta go into the
Yeah, it's so weird why you can't go to Disney Parks blog, but like I can go on, and this happens to you every time.
dude. Every time I have to go into it through Safari. For some
That's so
reason,
weird.
yeah, for some reason Safari lets me do it. So Disney Parks blog posted, if you buy your one of your keys right away, you actually get a benefit to it. Let me go into it real quick. It is right here. So um, let me make us a little bit lower, right there. Okay, so be amongst the first. It says, for a limited time, we will celebrate the charter members that become Magic Key holders within the first 66 days as we celebrate 66 years of Disneyland Resort. These guests will receive a special welcome package that will include a unique items such as a premium branded pin, celebratory button, a magnet, and more. Plus, Magic Key holders who enter Disneyland park will also be celebrated with access to a limited time experience at Starcade in Tomorrowland, which begins September 1st, where they can enjoy charging stations, a special photo opportunity, and other fun surprises. Dang. That sounds exciting to me, Danny.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm guessing they'll use the first level of the Starcade where they have that Wreck-It Ralph meet and greet, and maybe they just do like Wreck-It Ralph like was there before, or they do like Baymax or something.
Ooh, we got some cheese, man. Hot cheese coming through right here, dog. Diamond boy.
I saw it. He says confirmed today. With exception to previously sunsetted passes, if you have defaulted on a monthly payment pass previously, you now must pay off the balance before getting a new pass.
That's dirty. Disney's like, we didn't forget about you. We did not forget about you, buddy. You owe us, yes, you owe us $800 before you even buy one of these. Disneyland's like, we don't trust you until you pay it off, man. Until you pay it off. Ryan Theme Park, the Flex Pass had the same blockout dates as a Signature Pass. In the Flex Pass, have the same good to go dates as the SoCal Select. All the rest of the dates were reservation only dates. All right. Thank you for that info. Kathleen says Flex had many Saturdays. The only blockout dates were weeks in late December and early January. Dude, the Flex Pass was like amazing, man.
Dude, it was like a sleeper hit.
It was a sleeper hit that nobody just thought it was good. So nobody, but everybody at the 2019 time, 2020, we all wanted the highest pass so we could go every day. Everybody was going every day at that time, man. Let me see. I'm just reading through the chat. Yep. Yvette GA also says that seems right. Why would they not collect? You signed a contract. I agree.
Disney coming like the repo man.
Yeah, like the repo man. All right, I want to go into a couple things, Danny, not related to all this mumbo jumbo. We had enough of all this mumbo jumbo. We want to talk people real quick. I know it's getting late. Danny, tell us, what's your opinion? How do you feel about these passes? And what are your thoughts on the future of Disneyland as things will be changing come August 25th?
Yeah, I talked about it before. I think it's a great thing. I love the name change. I don't necessarily think the names are the best, but I understand it. But I love that they didn't call it an annual pass, because an annual pass has an expectation from every single person. Every single person in this chat, every single person who's watching has an expectation of what an annual pass is. You also have two existing theme parks that are using the word annual pass that are around Disneyland. And so there's an expectation as to what that is. There's also an expectation as to what an annual pass is based on what was before. But being that this is called a magic key, it's totally different, and it's being posed as something different. This is what they're offering. This is the prices that they are, and these are the terms of how to use them. So if all that makes sense to you and it's worth it for you, then you can buy them. But I think the name differentiation was super important, and I'm glad they did it, because now people can say, oh, I have an annual pass. You don't have an annual pass. That doesn't exist. It was sunsetted. You have a magic key pass, and this is how you can get into the park using that key pass.
You're a keyhole.
It's not an annual pass. So I think that name differentiation is a huge thing because there's always assumptions, and those assumptions now are out the door.
Yeah.
So this is what it is, and I love that they didn't price people out. I think $3.99 is super affordable, especially at $20 a month. Family of four can do $80 a month to get their family in. I think that's amazing. I think pricing people out would have been really sad, especially people that really like Disney. So I feel like they came in like super affordable, shows that they really still care about like letting everyone access Disneyland that they
The
can.
families, dude.
Hmm.
Disney, like this to me, they really, the input of the family perspective was thought out, in my opinion.
Hmm. Yeah, like it's important. It's important that they let like people of all like, like prices. Like they gave a value of everyone. So like here's what you can afford, like, and here's what you can afford over here. Like there's tons of affordability options. It's not just like hey, here's 3,000. That's what it is. Sorry. Like
Yup.
3,000. That's all you got. Like they gave all these different options of passes. And then if these don't work out, you still have cool options like the California resident ticket that's even cheaper, So,
Also, too, when I look at the colorway that they're using for this magic key, it gives me like Magic Happens vibes. Like the colors they use, I don't know. I just always feel like magic, like maybe Magic Key was coming soon, right after Magic Happens debut, because it has the word magic. I could imagine it was like a thing that was considered. I don't. As much as we all want to think Rona was a big push, uh, they they in the background have been wanting this idea for a while. Disneyland. Cora has a question. When we pay on August 25th the fee, and then we pay the first month, is that the month for August or September? I'm gonna have to say it's for August. That's right. That's a good question. That's kind of a weird ass date they started on, August 25th. I'm gonna have to go. August 25th is your January 1st. That's how I'm gonna say it. That's the best way to look at it. uh, Let me see. I'm just going through the chat right now. They said Danny is king. Man, we got the shark in here. I'm just happy there's something outside of solo days now. Dude, let's talk about that. I'm glad I could go with my friends again to Disneyland.
hmm.
Like, I could go to Disneyland and then Danny could just show up after work, Or Mystery Bay could show up after work. Or I could go in the morning and I don't feel guilty if I leave at 1. Like, I could do
Exactly.
these things again. I want to give my perspective real quick. I am very thankful that Disney went this route. For a lot of the patterns that Disney has been doing and implementing in the park, uh, it's been less for more. And I feel like what we got with these passes is very reasonable and at the same time has value. Like to value, I feel like this has value, Danny. What is the pass called again? God, these passes are terrible to remember. I'm not going to remember this for like a month. What is
I'll
this
never
called?
remember.
Dream Key. The Dream Key. I'm really thankful that Dream Key essentially allows you to go a ton of times. You just have to do 6 reservations. I think one thing that is kind of being underestimated, Danny, is that you actually get 6 reservations compared to Florida only getting 3. Dude, Florida getting 3 now is done dirty because we got double the amount of reservations, Danny. So the Florida people, they're definitely like, "Ugh, what the hell? They got 6? They got 6 reservations? Are you kidding me?" I'm pretty sure that
Let's
happened
and
a
let's
lot today.
let's talk about that a little bit too. So for those of you that are not in the know about Walt Disney World, they've been doing reservations since they reopened over a year ago now because they opened way before Disneyland did. Um, it's almost been impossible on most days to get a reservation as a pass holder at Disney's Hollywood Studios, at least on a last minute basis. And for those of you that don't know, Disney's Hollywood Studios has Rise of the Resistance, and it also has Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So everyone wants to go to that park. And so Disney holds a lot of reservations for that park for paying guests who are doing tickets. And there isn't very many pass reservations. So that same thing could be done here at Disneyland, and they could push a lot to DCA. So it's like we have to just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just expecting that. I'm expecting like at least at Disney World, they have, even though they have three reservations, they got four parks to choose from. So you got reservations all gone at Hollywood Studios. You still got Animal Kingdom. You still got Hollywood Studio, or you still have Epcot. You still have Magic Kingdom. And for Disney World, their reservations, you don't have to pick Park Hopper. Everyone can hop. So, but it sounds like we're gonna have to pick Hopper. So
Yeah.
even though we get more, we have a lot more like stipulations.
Chris Taylor has a question. Is the Believe key still great pass to get?
100%.
100%?
I love the Belief key. If I wasn't doing what I was doing, I'd be buying the Belief key hands down.
Damn, I forgot which one's Believe key.
The 950.
There we go. There we go. I got it up. Believe key, $950. 6
The,
reservations.
as often as Mondo and I are going, $12.50 for parking is gonna add up like you won't believe. Like
Yeah,
the
like say
difference
you just
between
go 3 times.
well, even if you
Three
go even if you go 10 times on this pass in the full year, you've more than paid off what the pass costs. And your
hundred
part
twenty five
and your
bucks 10 times.
yeah, and your parking would be your parking would be roughly like $120. So $949 plus $120 still doesn't cost what $1,400 is for the next key up. So if you're not going to use $1,400 worth of discounting and parking, then don't buy the Dream Key. Buy the Believe Key.
Yeah. The Believe key is good. It's a really good
Mm-hmm.
pass. Really, really good pass. Um, and the fact too though that you still got to remember, like, you could do the 1250 for parking and go to Trader Sam's, go to what is it called, Storytellers, go to do all that. Hey, you dude, talk about something that hasn't been talked about. I bet you it drops tomorrow, Danny. The reservations are going to go live soon for character dining at Storyteller, which, if I can remember, it was August 12th. We're 9 days away to that.
You mean Plaza Inn?
Or Plaza Inn, whatever. Yeah, Plaza Inn, Plaza Inn. What did I say? Storyteller? It's late, man. Plaza Inn inside of Disneyland is going to have character dining, I think August 12th. But they haven't released dates for reservations. Same thing with Space 220. When the hell are those reservations going to go live? My gosh.
Hottest reservations of the year.
Steve with the super chat. Sorry, joined late. I'm not sure if you covered this, but what effect will Magic Keys have on crowds in mid-September? It's going to be busy. It's going to. I believe, Steve, we're going to have 1 hour waits on the regular. If we have no fast passes, they're definitely going to be 1 hour waits. If we have fast passes, 1.5 hour waits. I'm going to bump it up. Even though we have fast passes, bigger lines. Bigger.
Rebecca Tapia in the chat actually reminds me of something. She's saying, I think the Believe Key is a really good pass. I'm only getting the Dream because of parking. If you're a family of 4, you can have just one parent get the Dream, and then the rest of the family can get the Believe, and you can save money that way. And then that one person always has parking.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Mr. Disney King says, you got to think of an acronym like Disney Believes Everyone Is. For each tier, Dream, Believe, Enchant, Imagine. That reminds me of The Office, because I feel like Michael did something like that. Disney Believes Everyone Is. So it's the Believe, the Dream, the Believe, the Enchant, the Imagine. These are, at the same time, I love these names, but I hate them because they're just not memorable. Like Danny said earlier, none of these feel like cheap. They all feel magical. The Imagine is like a great name, but it's the cheapest. it's just like Danny said, you never feel like you're not getting a good pass. Like these are all good passes. They all have great names. It was really good marketing to do Dream, Believe, Enchant, Imagine. All
Yep.
right, Danny. Closing thoughts. Closing thoughts, Danny.
I'm happy. I like every option that's been permitted. I'm going into it with the right expectations because I know reservations are going to be hard to get. So I'm not going into it with the expectations um, that this is going to be anything like the annual passes from before. I'm going into
Yeah.
it. I'm going into it as, hey, like Mondo just said, I can go to Disneyland with Mondo and just get like a churro and not have to, and then go live and not even have to ride anything and not feel like I wasted $150.
I am very thankful. I'm glad that this all came out quickly. It wasn't some dragged out process. I'm very appreciative. And Disneyland, thank you for doing everything you've done today. You have brought a lot of hope back in Disneyland because these passes was a definitely make or break, heavy make or break time where if you would have dropped the pass that felt very greedy and unaffordable and no value, I think the Disney fans would have been like, "Well, we're out. We could only handle so much of you. Just like you sunsetted us, and then you gave us some like passes that are not even, acceptable." So I think they hit they hit a home run with all of these. These are all great. There's no negatives. I know people are going to nitpick them, but I think they have no negatives. These are great, and it aligns with Disney wanting more control, which is reservations. And I'm not complaining. I'm happy, dude. Happy as could be now.
I think
I'll be
we
happier though
dedicate.
when I have my pass.
Um, we always talked about how Speculation Sunday would evolve, and I feel like there's going to be a need for a whole segment within Speculation Sunday to go over reservation availability
I know. A
each
lot of
week.
people in earlier live stream were like, "We can't wait for Speculation Sunday, dude," because more info's coming.
But like
More.
each week being like I have a segment and being like, all right, here's what's available in the next 90 days. Like, we got, and then we show like what's already sold out so people can kind of like start planning. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's a new segment. That's a new segment in the future coming around. That's a great idea, Danny. Saya PV super chat. Imagine you could have a higher tier pass. LOL. I think he's just making fun of it.
We can call that segment Reservation Rescue.
Damn. Hey, Brian Sevilla, have you got your package? Let me know, man. Kelly Jane with the super chat. Got to get ready for the grind tomorrow. Thank you for your live stream earlier today and tonight. My husband and I are super stoked for the keys. That's going to be, everyone's going to hit that key song. Future's going to be trending August 25th. Everyone's going to play the key song, Danny. All right, that's it, man. Appreciate everybody's support. Hope this live stream helped. Hope we got to go over all those nitty-gritty questions that a lot of people have been having. As more time goes on, more information is going to come out. So stay tuned. We have a live stream called Speculation Sunday. Me and Danny, we talk about all the cheese and cheesemate going down throughout the week, the current situation, and it's Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and Universal Studios Hollywood. It's a long live stream about all three of those theme parks, and it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of cheese to go over, man. Lots of cheese to go over. All right, everybody. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Danny, for your time. But we are firing it down. The Cali Bay is calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.